Hey, what's up, guys? Back again with another vlog. It is 2:10 in the morning, and I freaking finished my essay. Oh my gosh, I'm so proud of myself. I did it, bro. I did it. So, the method I used was 1 hour break, 1 hour of work, 1 hour of break, 1 hour of work, 1 hour of break, 1 hour of work. And I just did that until I finished. And I finished by like 4 p.m. and I started at around 10 a.m. So, not bad, right? And for that last stretch, I think I worked for like an hour and 20 minutes and not an hour exact. But I was like so close to the end, I was like already immersed and I was like, might as well just finish. So, all in all, took me like 3 hours of work to basically finish everything. Did work a bit longer. I'd say maybe like realistically, I worked like 3.5 hours today, but still, that's really good. I finished the actual essay writing part in like an hour. It literally took me just like one hour, like one writing session, which was crazy. I spent way more time planning than anything. Probably over planning, but honestly, that was a good thing. Like, I just knew what I wanted to write. So I was able to write the essay in literally an hour, which is really good. I'm definitely going to continue using this outlining method that I just learned from my writing class. Holy moly, it is actually super good and super effective. Like, actually life-saving, because it makes the writing portion way less stressful because you actually know what you're going to write about. I'm like this is crazy that I've never done this until now. From now on, I'm always going to write my essays like this because it just makes it way easier. So basically what you do, the very first thing you write is the topic. Like, what is the topic of discussion for the essay? And then you write your thesis. It doesn't have to be like fully complete. You just have to write a thesis of some sort for like your basic idea and your basic points. That can be tough, but you don't need to have it set in stone from the beginning. You can set a working thesis that like helps you build on your points and your general ideas. All right, this is all just like the outline. It's like brainstorming, so you don't have to really commit to anything just yet. You're just writing down ideas basically. But I like to write a thesis that I'm pretty like, okay, like I think this is the direction I'm going to go in, but you can always change it later, right? In the outline. So you write your thesis, and then you write section A, section B, section C. That's for like the 3 body paragraphs. And then under that you do like points. So you really only need like 1 or 2 points per section. For like, if you're doing like a 1,000 word essay, then you really don't need that many points per section. But I did like minimum 2 for each with plenty of examples, and I ended up doing way more than enough like research. But it was good because there was a lot of stuff I could take from for the actual essay. And what was funny is that one of the points that I made in my essay, I actually never even wrote in the outline. But as I was writing, I was like, oh, this is like the direction that the essay is going in. Like, I'll add this. And it still made sense. Like, it was still in line with my thesis and my outline. It just wasn't a point that I had written initially. And I decided to add it because it made sense. So it's not like you have to follow everything in your outline to a T. It's just there to give you like a general idea of like your points, right? So you would do like your topic sentence for each body paragraph, and then under that you would put in your points, like your proofs and your examples. So you would do like the essay that I just finished writing was about a book called Sunshine Sketches of a Little Town by Stephen Leacock. And it was like, the question was like, what attitudes towards community and community values does Stephen Leacock put towards in this book? And so my thesis was like, oh, it was about like the moral obligations of the communal values based on like um, financial, political, and social context, and something like that. Like paraphrasing, obviously, but and then just came up with a point for each. Looked for examples. I made sure I had quotes for each point from the book, and that was that. Obviously, that 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 part took me quite a while. I'm not gonna lie. The outlining definitely took a lot of time. But I'd rather do that. I'd rather spend a lot of time in the outline than in the essay, because the outline is where you're supposed to be revising things, right? Not your final essay that you are going to submit. And I think that's why essays used to be so difficult for me, was because I go straight into writing the essay after I got my thesis without really having, like, I knew what I was going to write about, but I never really like solidified everything right from the get-go. And that's what makes it really hard when you're writing an essay, because if you want to change your thesis, or if you want to change a point or change an idea, you're going to have to rewrite a lot more, right? Because now all of a sudden a point you made earlier doesn't correlate with something you mentioned later. And so then you have to rewrite that, and it's going to take so much time, and it's so much more difficult than just having everything all set and all ready in the outline and then writing your essay. And once I wrote my outline and I was confident with it and I knew what I was going to write about, it took me an hour to write the essay. Done, like start to finish. It was so crazy how fast it went by. So, yeah, that's how I finished my essay today. And I'm pretty proud of myself. It was 2 days late, but it's better than not submitting an essay at all, or submitting it really, really, really late to the point where it's worth nothing, because that's what I used to do before. So I'm just glad I submitted it at a reasonable time. Obviously, I should have optimally submitted it before the due date, but that's okay. At least I didn't submit it super, 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 super late. So, yeah, I'm on the right track. And now that I know about the discussion posts being on a weekly basis, I'm gonna, start catching up on my reading for this week. So that I don't fall behind, and that I actually am able to contribute to the discussion posts every week, now that I know. So, yeah. Oh, also tomorrow I'm getting a haircut. We'll see how that goes. Anyways, that's it for today's vlog. I'll talk to you tomorrow. See ya.